Hi, my name is Shaa Ackerson, and today I am doing my persuasive speech on how to prevent teen pregnancy. What I will be discussing in this speech is my own experiences, what statistics show, and also how we can work as a society to prevent teen pregnancies, such as maybe starting groups, but I'll discuss that a little bit later. So today I will be speaking in front of my audience. I know that we are supposed to have about an audience of 6, but today I only have an audience of 4. And the reason being is because the other ones would have been a little bit too young, so I would have rather just kept it a little bit short. Okay, so here's my audience. One of them escaped because my baby started talking, but the first one is is my oldest daughter. I had her at 17. Can you see the ETT? And then that's my second one. That's my second daughter, Talia. Say hi.
Hey.
I had her at 18, and then I had my son King. I had him at 20, and then there's my baby Jason, and I had him at age 23 years old. So I guess this is where I can start off by speaking with my own experiences. And I'm pretty open with my children, and that's why I chose to have the older ones with me. But so basically, I was a younger child, and I was molested by a family friend of my parents. After it happened, they did not believe me, and so that kind of affected me as a child. The only person that did believe me was my little sister, which has passed away. Rest in peace. But as a child, that did mess me up, and so I felt like kind of nobody was there for me. Nobody really understood me. I'm okay now as an adult, but back then as a child, I didn't feel like anybody understood me, and so that affected me in school. I wanted to my vision as a kid was not to be like a doctor or a lawyer or anything. It was to run away, have a baby, so that baby can love me. So, I started very young, and that's what my main goal was. And that's how I started. So basically, growing up, it was hard being a teen mother, as I had mentioned earlier in the video, their ages and stuff. So, of course, that did affect me in school. I ended up stopped going to school in the 9th grade. 2006, I got my GED, and shortly after, I ended up taking a part-time class, which I met a lot of people at the Renton Technical College in the HR department, gained a great relationship with them, and on my graduation day, they hired me. So I've been working at the Renton Technical College since 2007, but I'm very lucky. I could have probably finished high school if I didn't start having babies early. I could have, already started working on a career and had a foundation, but we as my family, even my children, went on a struggle with me. So, I could have prevented that if I would have chose my past life a little bit more wisely. But I do love my babies, and I know they love me too. And I am a young mother, so I am hip. So I know, I have to teach them part of their game. They don't really need to teach me anything. So anyhow, I did a little bit of research on, sorry, I had to check a child real quick, on statistics about teen pregnancies. In the United States, in 2013, a total of 273 billion babies born to women between the ages of 15 and 19 years old. Do you guys hear this?
Yes.
You guys paying attention? Okay. For the live births, the rates of 26.5 per 1,000 women in this age group. Now, this was a little bit lower compared to 2012, which was 10%, a little bit higher. I know, crazy, huh? So I also made this chart right here. Can you see it? Wait, hold up. I want the video to see it and my babies to see it. Do you guys see this?
Yes, Mom.
Yes, what happens to them? Okay. So I made a graph, and I did this with my own artistic ways. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Okay, so babies, what happens to teen pregnancies? Yeah. Hmm? Hmm? Do you guys know? Hmm? No. Okay, let me tell you. This is a chart of, and it's a percentage of births, abortions, and miscarriages from women aged 15 to 19 years old. Okay, and it's between, and they did a research on 1972, and they also did a research on 2000. Good job, you're paying attention. Yes, you are, baby. Okay, let's see. Okay, so in 1972, 65% of them were live births, and this is again between the ages of 15 and 19. There was 20% of them had legal abortions, and then 15% of them were estimated miscarriages. Now in 2000, there was in 1972 there was 949 million versus 2000, which was 821. So it did go down tremendously. But in 2000, there was 57% live births, 29% legal abortions. Are you guys paying attention?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And then 14% estimated miscarriages. That's crazy, right?
Yes, Mom.
Okay, so now, if you do have sexual intercourse as a teenager, what comes along with not only pregnancies?
STDs and AIDS.
That's why you talk to your babies, okay?
Yeah.
Yes. And we didn't even rehearse this, class. Okay, so anyhow. So, facts about teens and STDs. This is the most important one. And me as an adult, growing up in the generation that I did, a lot of the people that I know have STDs that they cannot get rid of. Now that's crazy because there's stuff out there that you just can't get rid of. But anyhow, new estimates show that there are about 20 million new sexual transmitted infections in the U.S. each year. Okay, between 15 and 24 of the ages are 50% of those people. 40% of Americans in high school, which are high school students, have had sexual intercourse and are very subject to the disease, the infection, which is called HIV. Now, there's ways that we can prevent teenage pregnancies, and do you guys know one of those? Abstinence. Okay? That's the number one thing that will prevent teen pregnancies. Yes, teen abstinence. Okay, abstinence is where you just absolutely do not have sexual intercourse.
Oh, I learned about this in health.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So, absolutely no sex. That's the number one. Think about it. You're waiting for that person that you really love. You can appreciate a love and a relationship way more if you wait for that person, right? Plus, you can't get no kind of STDs. Like I said, there's a lot of people out here that got some stuff that they can't get rid of. You know what I'm saying? If you do not have sex, then you will not at all get an STD. Also, you will not get pregnant. That will prevent so much stuff in your life. That will prevent, not be having to work harder to be more successful at school. Just so many ways that a teen pregnancy can just really stall your life. I'm not saying regret the kids, but it does put a big hole in. Yeah, it's just expensive. A whole bunch of things come with it. So basically, also there's groups that I believe we can start maybe getting kids together more often, teaching them more about how to love themselves, how to show that their bodies are worth more than just messing with whoever. So basically, the purpose of this speech was so that you guys could really think twice Or maybe even if you know somebody that might be out there and be active and they are pretty young, we can maybe put some sort of a group together to help them out. But really think about this is our generation. These young babies growing up is hard. You know, a lot of them out here are having babies because they have to. They're out on the streets or runaways or something like that. We can make a difference if we see somebody out there, um, in need of our help. Let's do that. Let's help these people. Let's help these kids. Let's make a difference in this world. Thank you. And again, my name is Shaa Ackerson, and have a good night.